The Pinchot Trail System, located in the southernmost portion of Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, is a nearly 23-mile backpacking loop which circumnavigates the outer edges of the Thornhurst Tract of the Pinchot State Forest. It consists of 13 trails, 4 connector trails, including about a half-mile of road hike, and it takes you through several different ecosystems on the Pocono Plateau. Join me as I spend my third year in a row backpacking on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as I complete the Pinchot Trail. What's going on? Hey, it's snowy. The sun's just coming up. I just registered. I'm here. I'm finally doing it. Doing the entire Pinchot Trail. Merry Christmas, by the way. And that's official because today is Christmas Eve. So it's as far as for me, it's Merry Christmas to you. But I've been saying I'm going to do this loop for a while. Just haven't had the chance, or I've had the time to do it, but whatever. I didn't want to deal with ticks in the summer or whatever. But got the opportunity for the third year in a row to do a Christmas Eve backpacking trip, so I'm taking it and figured why not do it the right way and complete the Pinchot loop. Kind of something I wanted to do this year anyway, and wasn't going to be the end of the world if I didn't get it in 2019, but I got the opportunity to, so here we are. Now, I went up to the register first. You might notice I don't have my backpack on. I registered first because I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to go clockwise, do the south loop first, and then tomorrow cross back over, finish out the north loop, and then come back down this way. But got out of the parking lot and immediately almost fell on my butt because it's icy. It's been unseasonably warm. The sun comes through those pines. It's been unseasonably warm. Past couple days in the 40s and 50s over by me. It's probably been in like the 40s here, low 40s. So the snow that's here has been melting and freezing at night. Weather looks good for the whole trip. It's going to be an overnight, a 2-day, 1 night. About 20 miles. I'm going to do. I'm going to start my tracker at the parking lot, and I'll put, if I remember, I'll try to put the GPS track on my website. I'll put the link down in the bottom, because there are some reroutes this trail over the past couple of years, and I'm going to follow the reroutes the way the trail is now blazed out, and I'm going to get my pack on and get going. The downside to this is those reroutes eliminated most of the road hike, except for that road right there. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to get that right out of the way first thing this morning, and then I'll cross it again at some point tomorrow. But I've got a plan as to how far I want to make it, which entails me getting on the trail as soon as possible. So I'm going to get the pack on. I'm going to talk about some new gear that I've got at some point during today too, that I'm excited for. It's its first test. It was a Christmas present to myself, so why not give it its first test on Christmas, right? So let me get suited up, and I think I leave the fleece on for right now. It's a little chilly, wind's blowing a little bit, the sun's not quite up, and in the woods it's a little cold. So let me get loaded, get on the trail, and I'll talk to you in a bit. So you might be trying to figure out why is you do this road hike on this backpacking trail, and it's because of this. The state forest doesn't own all the land along the road front, so they can't have a trail that goes straight through. So for right now, it is road hike. But only to right around this corner. Let's get around that corner, then we cut off to the left and start the south loop. Got some extra gear with me today. My pack weight in total on the trail is starting at about 33 pounds, and that's with water. I've got my saw, my axe, my chair, and a couple other little things just to make it a little more comfortable. And that'll get lighter as I eat and drink, so not too bad. You may notice that's a different pack. All right, can you see that? That's a different pack. So I'll be talking about that in a little while. But I'm gonna finish out this road hike, and I'm starting to warm up. Woo. All right, so road hike is done. Across the road, we're back at the Orange Blaze on this side, crossing over to Tannery Road. And tomorrow, I think tomorrow, it might be later today, but pretty sure tomorrow morning, gonna cross right up there. So the Pinchot is kind of like a weird hourglass. It gets real narrow where it crosses this main road here. And then it spreads out once it crosses. That kind of sucked. I'm wearing my micro spikes, which aren't really designed for like the road. So I was trying to stay off on the sides. It's all like off kilter and stuff. It's kind of bad. No, not bad, just uncomfortable. All right, so I was gonna come down here last night and camp at Forgotten Camp if I got out early enough. Actually, I ended up working until 1 a.m. So I'm glad I didn't, though, because I would have had to hike into Forgotten Camp or find somewhere else because they got the forest roads closed. That would have sucked. So let's see. I've got a digital map with me of the trail itself, and there's just the state forest maps here. So they don't show the trail real well. So I won't bother grabbing one of those. I know these trails pretty well. I'm not too concerned about getting lost. And I've got my digital map with me. It's always good to have some kind of map, no matter how well you know a trail. But, alright, so on my first section of reroute here, we got the head-on parking. Here we go. So first section of reroute, this used to go right down along the road. And again, they're eliminating the road hikes. So, away from the road we go. So I am on the Mcclintock's Gate stone tower section of the trail. There's no stone tower. Don't get your hopes up. As you can see, I'm surrounded by rhododendron, and I've already seen coyote tracks and some scat. I've seen what looks like bobcat tracks, and now right before I left, I know a friend of mine was out here doing the south loop over the weekend. And right before I left, I saw he put up a post saying that there was a large pack of coyotes and bear activity. Now, the coyotes I already know about because they're the ones I hear over by Forgotten Camp, which is over here on the South Loop. But the bears, kind of surprising since it's December. But he had a picture of bear tracks, and I'm just coming down the trail, and that although kind of melted out. If you can make it out here. Get down on the ground here, show you. But this, see the pads? And then right in front of it, claws. So, not a huge bear, but definitely a bear nonetheless. Now those tracks are a couple days old, so he could be around here, or she could be around here, but it doesn't look like it's a well-traveled path for a bear. But it is Pinchot, and there's one thing that they have out here. It's bears. We're next to Bear Creek area, Bear Creek Mountain. I think it's Bear Creek Mountain. I know it's the Bear Creek area. This, you can't really see it, but over here there's a little pond on private property. I think it's called Bear Wallow. There's a Bear Wallow trail up on the down on the south side. Out here's those tracks again. So bear definitely using, and it looks bigger because it's melted out. But I'm guessing that bear's probably about, yay big. Probably 200 pounds, 150 to 200 pounds. That's a guess. That's why I do this. It's exciting. Glad I'm wearing the spikes though, because it's not really icy, but as you can hear, it's very, very crunchy. But gorgeous so far. I'm only like a mile in, a little over a mile in, and I'm loving it. Behind me, apparently I've gotten the attention of some coyotes. It sounds like there's maybe two, one over here, one directly behind me, and they're calling back and forth to each other. It's kind of cool. I've just recently seen some snowshoe hare tracks and what look like more bobcat tracks. So there's all kinds of wildlife out here. And I am only 2 miles in, and it's already a pretty cool wildlife experience as far as tracks and evidence, hearing coyotes, and it's just a gorgeous day. It's supposed to cloud up a little bit later, but gorgeous. Kind of strange for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I guess, to have weather like this. I don't think I'll get any snow tonight like I had the last 2 years. But see all these tracks? It's all coyote tracks. Yeah. So definitely looking at these compared to what I saw back a little further, it's definitely coyote and bobcat. Look at bobcat was chasing a snowshoe hare back a little ways back. Alright, so I'm almost up the Stone Tower, and that'll be from Stone Tower down to Spruce Swamp. Will be another section of the trail that I haven't done. So it's probably only about a mile. It'll be nice for a change. The road hike is something I haven't done in that little section of the reroute from the road down to this trail. I've done part of that. I went back there a little ways to test the Silky a couple years ago, and but pretty much that was new to me too. So getting to see all the trail. Ooh. I'm gonna save that for somebody else. I got something else for fire starting today. Let's see how it works. I'll talk about that when I get to camp. I know what you're thinking. Thinking, Kurt, you said you're going to the Stone Tower Trail. That's the Stone Lookout Trail. It depends where on this trail you are, on what the name is. When you get to the other end, it says Stone Tower. Now we won't go down to that sign because it's off the Pinchot system. And I think over at the trailhead for Mcclintock, I think it says Stone Tower over there too. And it says Stone Lookout. Stone Lookout's a little more precise because it's kind of a little bit of a bald. You got a little bit of a lookout. Stone Tower, maybe there used to be a tower there at one time, but not today. Not today or yesterday. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not though. I'm just loving the sun. So nice. So if you're doing the Pinchot, either just the south loop or the whole thing, what's behind me is, on the south loop at least, I'm pretty sure that's the biggest incline. Once you get the Stone Tower, kind of drop down to Sand Springs Run, you follow that all the way around down to Choke Creek, and then coming out of Choke Creek, the little area called Scrambled Egg Alley, there's a little climb out of that, but it's really kind of gradual. It's not bad at all. And then on the south side, trying to remember South Loop. I think the only climb we got over there is coming out of Painter Creek up to I forget what that little section's called, but up there by the Watchers Trail. So I mean that's it. That's really the only climb. This loop is, as far as backpacking terms go, pretty flat, which makes it a pretty easy hike, but it's gorgeous. You're not like out in the middle of nowhere. It kind of feels like it, but you've got there's like a couple little developments right on the outskirts of the forest. You're never more than probably, I don't know, half mile from some kind of road, either a forest road or an actual real road. You're really not that secluded. It just feels like you are, which is kind of nice. So makes it perfect for a solo in the winter, just in case something happens. You always got the option of bailing out. All right, I'm gonna start climbing. Stone Lookout / Tower. Sorry for the wind. So we just came from that way. If you look, there's that Bear Wallow Lake or pond, and directly across from that is the car. So we kind of came down across that road, came out to the forest, and wound our way around and up to here. So Stone Lookout has got a few campsites. There's one right behind me you can see. There's a couple down here, a couple in the woods. We're gonna head down this way where the trail goes. I'm not sure, this might be a reroute too. I think the trail used to go that way. Used to follow the road. I think they moved it. I'm not sure. Because one map I see, it looks like it goes that way. One map looks like it goes that way. So we're gonna follow the blaze. Gorgeous day. So sometimes you just don't know until you know. Hiking down this section of the trail, and for years I've been saying Stone Lookout, Stone Tower. It makes no sense. There's no Stone Tower, Stone Lookout here. Guess what I just found? Here's the Stone Tower. The Stone Lookout. There actually is one. That is funny. Oh my God. That's some funny stuff right there. Well, it's not much of a lookout or a tower. But yeah, all right. Well, there it is. I mean, you can almost see the other clearing behind me. I'm only like 2 minutes down the trail. I never knew this was down here. That's probably funnier to me than it is to you, but that's good. I made the whole trip worth it. I found a stone tower. So you come down from Stone Tower, you get down this little access road, and you hang a left. All the place. But I think I just found where my friend took those pictures of the bear tracks. These are much bigger tracks, and they're going right down the road. Again, it could be the same bear, and they're just melted out, but you can see those are pretty good sized bear track. The coyote tracks, and deer tracks, and wow. They're kind of hard to tell, but those almost look like bobcat tracks. All in the same spot. Very active spot. So I know I'm heading down here. I'm going to make a right once I get up the road, and I'm going to be to the Spruce Swamp over here to the right, Spruce Swamp Natural Area. I've hiked that before, and I know that's going to be kind of a sleeves down, arms up, fight your way through the rhododendrons kind of hike. Unless they've gone through and cleared it out, which I don't think they have, because coming down from the tower was like that in a couple spots. Just a lot of rhododendrons, and there's nothing you can do about rhododendrons. They just get thick. This is like the wildlife highway over here. There's all kinds of tracks. Correction to what I just said. I thought I was going to come down and make a left or a right onto the trail. I'm not. This brought me out in a different spot on this access road. I'm way further up than I thought. So I'm coming around the top of where I thought I was. I thought I was down further and coming up. I'm actually heading back down. So I'm going to actually make a left down here. So I'm going to come off the Stone Tower Trail, get on the access road, come down, and you're going to go left off of it, not right. Start coming around that turn. I'm like, I don't remember a big turn on this trail. It's because it wasn't on this part. Crunchy. All kind of, oh wow, holy jeez. Yeah, look. Bird or chipmunk tracks. There's just everything out here. It's one of the reasons I love hiking in the winter. When you get the snow, you can see, you might not see the wildlife, but you can see their evidence. That's a, I don't know what that is. It's kind of been stepped on. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. This snow is a little fluffier, and almost looks like a smaller bear. Could just been something else that melted out. That's bobcat. Oh yeah. Good time so far. That's a little bobcat, a little tiny cat. I guess it could just be a feral cat. It doesn't have to be a bobcat. It's a feline of some kind. Wrong again. So, all right. Back down to the access road I thought I was on. But I'm gonna make another right on this access road. All right, so not at all where I thought it was. I mean, in the general area, but this access road system back here is way more extensive than I thought. And upon further investigation of the small, I thought were bobcat tracks, I saw some clear ones. It might actually be a fox. It might not be a bobcat. Because these look, it's a little more, actually a little fresher. These, well, those might be cat. The ones back there look a little more canine-ish. Maybe it's both, and there's a bobcat and a fox back here, and a bear, and a coyote, and a deer, and some hares, and birds and squirrels. So still following the orange blaze. And I'm going to look at the map real quick to see exactly how wrong I am. Alright, so I'm using Maprika. I created this map out of the downloaded Pinchot map. And I'm going to come up to a, looks like an access road to the left. And like right in front of where my little icon is. And then you can see where the orange trail is going to go out to the left. So this should be a little ways from my left hand turn here. But we're getting there. Yeah. Alright, and then over here is that Manny Gordon area where we do car camping every once in a while. But, alright. We're making tracks. We're at 3.1 miles. Hour and 45 minutes. Alright, finally. So back there, it's the access road is called the Golf Course Trail. It's like a snowmobile trail. And here we are. So we are at the Sunday trail. It's Tuesday. And that takes us up to Stone Lookout. Obviously just came from there. So this takes us along the top edge of the Spruce Swamp natural area. And kind of winds us down, runs us into the Birch Still Trail. And we get down to the Tannery Road access. So I'm making pretty good time. Making really good time, actually. I'm even stopping and looking at all the tracks and the trees and having snacks and such. So I've done this section once before, so I kind of know what I'm in for. When I get around the corner, start heading down the hill, it's just all rhododendrons. Rhododendrons. They actually pushed them back. Till these were cut back pretty decent. It was bad. Last time I was here, I was like, had my arms up, kind of cutting through. Glad to see this is been cleared out, because this is a beautiful spot. And Pinchot Forest is usually pretty good about maintaining stuff. The roads are in really good shape, and the parking lots are always clean. The Manny Gordon area is always well taken care of. They put a lot of pride in this place, so not really too surprised. But sometimes the Pinchot system, it gets it's a little hard to get equipment back here to clear some of this out in some areas. So sometimes it gets a little bit neglected, not really cleared back as well. I kind of document that in a summer trip where it was just, you couldn't even see the trail. So for that section of trail, that's why I think it's going to slow me down. When Brian and I did this, we went down to Choke Creek, so I'll be going the opposite direction, but it took us forever to get through because we had to keep on knocking snow off the rhododendrons which are in the way. Oh, icy trail, that's fun. Looks pretty solid. I got the spikes on. I'm just going to walk it. But yeah, so I've got my Silky and my axe actually handy right in the back of the pack. So just in case I get to spot this, it's a little rougher to get through, I'm just going to grab the saw and start pruning my way through. Microspikes. I wouldn't be doing this without them on. This might be a little sketchier. Oh yeah, you can see it moving. So to be fair, I wouldn't even have attempted that if I didn't have three things on right now. My microspikes for the ice, my waterproof boots, and my sealskins. Those three things, like where I stepped through back there, wasn't even worried. I knew it wasn't that deep. I could tell that when I walked on it. But yeah, if I didn't have those three things on, I would have just completely avoided that. It's going to be in like the 40s or 50s today for a high, so I'm not really worried about frostbite, but just hiking with wet, cold shoes is miserable. So I wouldn't have attempted that without those three. This spot might look familiar. I hiked down here. This is the section that goes down to Choke Creek, that reroute section. And this was an option, not this site, but those sites down here was an option for camping for this trip. But I would have had to have parked over by like Sassafras Road and started the trip over there to really put it in a good mileage spot. But a lot of water running. Last time I was here, this was almost dry. So with the snow melt and everything like that, we've got a lot more water, which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little drier. That's all right. At least I know I won't have any problems getting water. So yeah, this only puts me, I'm gonna say probably 6 miles. Let's see. Where's my map? Here's my map. 6.2 miles. Let's see if I can do this. See if I can hold it and show you and point to what I'm doing. So, all right. So here I am, obviously right here. Butler Run Trail is where the Pinchot Trail used to go. This is the reroute down to the falls. This goes along Choke Creek. This is where all those campsites are. Down here is where like Brian and I camped. Am I still in frame? There's where like Brian and I camped, right in here. What I'm planning on doing is passing that and getting up to this area. It looks like there's swamp or creek. I've never been up here. Hopefully there's a site over in here. If not, there's a site right up here by where it gets to the road, which is fine. It doesn't matter. But you can see we're making this big loop. So we started up here. We're coming down. We're about ready to start heading back up. So trying to get over to here. So I got plenty of time. And then tomorrow we'll head up, cross back over that main road, and then do this top portion. A little different looking than the last time I was here. Looks cold. You want to go for a swim? Got the ropes. Good spot for lunch. So on my recent backpacking trips, I've been trying to keep my lunches really simple. So I've been getting like packaged like sliced salami and cheese or something like that. For lunch day, just some like little sausages, cut up like summer sausage and beef stick and some cheese and some trail mix. Just simple, some fat and protein, stuff like that, just to keep me going. I'm about 6.7 miles into the trip, so another 3.5 or so probably before I get to start thinking about camping. Should be a good distance, and I got plenty of time. It's only 11:30, so it doesn't get dark until 4:30. I got 5 hours to go 3 miles, so doing pretty good. I'm gonna enjoy the falls here, have a lunch, take a little break, and be back in a little bit. Enough lounging around. Time to get back on the trail. So a little snack was much needed. I still got my Cliff Bar to eat. I'll have that. Got that in my pocket, kind of thawing out. When those things get cold, they're hard to chew. So back onto the trail. There is this is still part of the reroute. This didn't used to be part of the Pinchot Trail, and I don't remember there being a campsite here last time I came through. But I knew it wouldn't take long for campsites to start popping up along this reroute. This is a pretty nice little site. If you got a tent, of course, it looks like somebody's got a quad path over there. Always got to be a quad path. You're in Pennsylvania, there's a quad path. I'm still good on water. I'm going to try to wait until I'm above the beaver dams for obvious reasons. Maybe not so obvious. Beavers can carry giardia. And even with I mean, I've got my Sawyer filter with me. Be fine, but if I can just go like a mile up the river, I still got probably half of my drinking water bottle here, and then I've got a full Nalgene as well, so I got plenty of water. That's a beautiful spot. As you can tell, since there's way more sunlight over here, there's no snow. It's just a little bit of crunchiness in some spots there's shadow. So I took the spikes off. They're brutal on the feet when there's nothing for them to grip onto. So they are off. I'm kind of keeping an eye open. I thought for sure I'd see a campsite or two along here somewhere. I haven't seen anything yet. Alright, so we're at the next little creek crossing. And this is a lot easier than it was the first time I was down here. When I was first down there, they just rerouted this. And I kind of remember it going like over that and then like through somehow. It was just swamp. Maybe there's more water here, but there's clearly a way to get across here. Not bad. Rocks are always a little sketchy, dry rocks when you're wearing micro spikes. So if you're wearing spikes and you're stepping on dry rocks, just be aware your feet are going to move funny. Well, there's our first evidence of a beaver. Thought I heard something swimming in the water back there. Could have been him. Yeah, there's the Beaver Lodge. We're not far from the Choke Creek Nature Trail, I don't think. It's starting to look like that part of the creek. Yeah, we're almost right on top of it. Should be at it in a few hundred feet. So down in there, look at that. Look how beautiful it is. Look at that. Why do you backpack in the winter, Kurt? That's why. Here's the spot I was thinking of. Another water crossing. And it's not real wide, but it just goes across at this stump, at this dead tree. Let's see. There's some narrower spots down here. Let's take a look. Oh, look at that. Just walk across the roots. Yeah, last time, this is all grown up, and that was the only way to go. And it was kind of like swampy, or maybe there was like moss or something in there. And I stepped in, I just remember stinking. I was like, oh, that sucked. That was a lot easier that time. All right, so that's 3 water crossings down. We're all good. And what I was afraid of is actually happening here. I'm at like 8 miles right now, and I know it's probably more than 2 miles up to where the camp is. So I'm still making good time. I'm not too worried about that. But this trail zigzags more than I had hoped. But that's what happens when you're hiking a trail that doesn't have any mileage on it. You just gotta guess. Alright, made it to the Choke Creek Nature Trail, which is marked by the yellow blaze. That goes back up that way to that thirsty, I don't know if you can see that. So that goes back up that way to the Thirsty Hill Trail, which then runs up to Tannery Road, which is the way Pinchot used to go. He used to go straight, go all the way up to the other side, almost to the other end, and there was the Butler Run Trail runs in there. So this is one of the new reroutes. And right around the corner here, we'll start running into the more popular Choke Creek campsites. Whoa! Oh, good thing nobody was under that when it fell. Well, this is sheet ice. It's got a, I remember there being more rocks for chairs there. I swear they were like seats last time. Maybe somebody took them down. Got this nice little confluence. And that's, I think this just actually comes through here, Choke Creek. I think part of it kind of routes around and comes down here. I don't think that's a separate river or creek on its own. But yeah, so I could, if I so, oh, I don't, my assistant keeps on like thinking I'm talking to it. I'm not. All right, what just happened? Are you serious? All right. So I'm at 8.4 miles. What do you think? What do you think? We're here. I want to make it up to there. Shouldn't be bad. So this is like a mile up to here. Maybe 2.5 miles. So it might be closer to 11 or 12. We'll see. We'll see how swampy it is through here. That's my big concern. This isn't so bad. This I have no idea about. So we'll keep going. It's only 12:47, so I've got plenty of time. Plenty of time still. So that's the problem I'm running into. That is just swamp. So luckily there's already a trail. And it was kind of icy right there. It was kind of icy right there and I saw it. I immediately bailed off to the left. Or to the right. My right at that time. So I guess gotta keep an eye out for stuff like that. Alright, so this is an issue. I kind of don't remember that. Pretty sure you used to go across there. What the heck? I don't even see the blaze over there. I don't see blaze anywhere. I know I gotta go this way. Oh, there's blaze. There's the trail. I'm not gonna walk across that ice. I don't think that's real safe. Nope. So that's where the trail goes. Have to go around. Yeah, I'm all for letting the beavers do their thing. But at some point, somebody's got to kind of stop it. Jeez. Up here, I guess. This is what's going to slow me down. Getting around this stuff. See how many more times I gotta do that. Yeah, that's not good balance in that one. Yeah, that's a lot of beaver damage. You can see where those are all just chopped off. That's relatively recent. Like I said, I mean, let the beavers do their thing, but wow, I mean, it's all through here. There's going to be another reroute coming through in here at some point. Wow, there's a lot of beaver damage here. Holy crap. Beavers are destructive. All right, now they're just doing their thing, and I get that. But wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's the trail. That's clearly underwater. Yeah, somebody did the same thing I did. Start to follow that. I'll follow these footsteps. So this is the campsite that I usually stop at. I'm usually only doing the Choke Creek loop, like the nature trail loop. Not today. I'm going to continue on. That looks like they moved the fire pit. Somebody made a new fire pit. It used to be there. That's there. Maybe that one just got too clogged up. It wasn't real big. It was nice, but it wasn't real big. But gonna continue on. We're at like 8.8 miles. So making pretty good time. That diverting around that beaver flooding wasn't too bad. This is a nice spot though. Kind of hard to walk by that, not knowing what I'm gonna come up to. But I do have a spot in mind that I want to be just for distance, so that's what we're gonna do. Sometimes you gotta consider miles over the beauty of the spot. It's so weird. I mean, it's right there. Maybe a few hundred yards. The trail just goes back up, around, down, up, and over and back in. I don't know why. I looked in here one day to see if there's anything back there, but it's real thick. There's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be a reason why you can't go through there. But now we're going to go out through a little bit of this kind of tunnel and straight up through there, and just about as far as we can see is going to be the next reroute. Could you see that? I think so. I think you're looking at the right spot. So once we get there, that'll be the next reroute. New section of trail for me, and somewhere along there for the next, I'm going to say probably like mile. The next mile will be camp. I'm keeping an eye out. There's a couple small camps back there in that elephant ear. They're right in the trail though, so we say goodbye to Choke Creek Nature Trail section, which continues on. You can see that yellow blaze up on that tree. We're gonna make the left, and this is gonna take us back down towards Choke Creek. And looking at the map, looks like this is just about where Choke Creek begins. It's like a swamp up here. And it probably drains a little bit from that Bear Wallow pond that's over here that we walked by earlier this morning. We'll see. But I haven't, this is about as far down this trail as I've gone. I set up the camera here once I get a shot of me walking by, but I've gone no further. So this will be an experience for both of us, for all of us. I'm sure more than one of you watching. At least I hope so. Oh, good. Hadn't really come across a boulder field yet today. Oh, I'm at a deer exclosure. Not gonna hang a hammock there. All right. So the head spring of Choke Creek, not much there. I was hoping there's gonna be some water there. I'm still good on water, not in any danger. But it would be nice to be able to fill up. Depending on where I set up, I might walk back down there. And there were some spots where I could just break the ice open, just walk down there with the water bag. But there haven't been a lot of options. Nothing that's a pre-made camp anyway. So I'm going to push on to the red pine grove that I knew was going to be my bailout if I couldn't find anything else. Because all this stuff in here is pretty thick. There's nothing down there by the water. Well, there really wasn't even any water. And I know I can hang up there. It's like a red pine plantation, so oh no, hold on. What's this? Is this a game trail or just go to a campsite? looky here. I wasn't expecting to find this. This isn't a campsite, but it is water. The trail's right there. We'll go back up and see if maybe there's something nearby. Alright, back on the trail. And oh, I think I found home. Look at this. Gotta be something in here. Now I can make something. There's a fire pit. Water. Fire pit. Got anywhere to hang a hammock. Nothing right in this site, but I'm gonna walk around for a minute. This is doable. I'll be right back with you. So I walked around a little bit. I didn't see another site that was any better than this. I thought I saw another fire ring across the way. I walked over and I couldn't spot it from that side. So I can make this work. I'm running that daylight anyway, so I don't think there's gonna be anybody else coming by. I can pretty much set wherever I need to. I think I see my trees, so I'm going to get that set up while I still got some daylight, get some firewood together, and filter some water. So I still got some light. I got the hammock set up. I'm not going to put the tarp up. But I want to talk a little bit about my new backpack. So I was going to make one, and then I decided to get myself a little Christmas present instead. And I went ahead and got myself an Osprey Atmos 65, and this is the first trip I've had it on. What I was using before was my Teton Sports Fox 5200, which is like a 70-liter bag with a 10-liter extension with the brain. That was way more than I needed. I didn't need that. It was just so much room. I wanted to keep adding stuff. So I figured I get the 65 because my summer bag was a Teton Sports Summit 2800, so it was like a 46-liter bag. So this is right in between. I could use this for both. And so far, I mean, that was 33 pounds, 34 pounds. Figure with the jacket in there, and water and all that. And I barely felt it the whole trip. I did over 12 miles. Right, 12. Let me pull that back up. What my total is today. Today was 12.8 miles. So that's a long day to test a bag, and had it set up pretty good. It didn't bother my shoulders at all. Barely felt the weight on my back. The gravity suspension. I'm gonna go over this more. I'll talk about it in another video because I'm running out of light, but I did want to touch on that. That's one of the things I changed for winter camping. I brought, instead of my full Columbia jacket, I just brought the liner. I was able to cram that in there, so just got the liner. Yeah, and I got my the overcover for the hammock. So not big changes this trip. A couple little things, just try to make things a little more comfortable. I think without the liner, or without the jacket shell, with just the liner, it'd just be a pain to pack that away. But the other thing I brought were these. I said before, I didn't want to grab birch bark because I had something else to start the fire with. So a woman at work got me these for Christmas. There's like a box and there's like 12 of them in there. So I brought 2. They're like these eco-friendly fire starters. Just light the paper on fire. So that's what I'm going to use. I got some firewood prepped over there. Just a little bit. There's dead wood laying all around. There was a dead standing tree right in camp, so it was going to fall down, so I took it down. Chopped that up, So let's get a fire going, and I'm gonna need food. I can feel it. I'm like blah blah blah, just like that. Oh yeah, now I'm hungry. It's funny how it just hits you sometimes. Yeah, so the fire pit's on this weird hill, and it had some snow in it. So there's these rocks that are laying here. I'm gonna put them down as a base. Then I will light this thing. We'll see what happens here. It's supposed to smell like pine when it's burning, because you know the outdoors usually doesn't smell like pine when you're camping in pines. That light. Alright, so far not working out so well. Maybe I'll do that. It probably works better with a lighter, but I'm not carrying a lighter with me on this trip. So I'll do this. Put it down, lay that on top of it. There we go, now it's burning a little bit. It smells like pine. Worked pretty good. Alright, so I had the fire going. I ate some food, had some Nora's rice sides with some the Star-Kissed chicken sensations. It's like a pre-made chicken salad. And I ate that, and I got some firewood, and I got the fire going. I was really tired, and I'm like, it's got to be 8 o'clock, at least 8:30 maybe. Look at the clock. It's 5:30. Oh my god. So tired. So it's like probably 6:30, 6:45 now. I got everything, camp kind of cleaned up. Got the bag put away. Went and took the food bag back and all that. And, I decided I'm just gonna get in the hammock. The fire was just about out. I can keep an eye on it from here. But I figure I'd get in the hammock, just kind of relax, go through the photos for the day, and think about tomorrow, I guess. Looks like it's going to be maybe 11 miles from here back to the car. It's technically only like a mile back to the car. I could just walk straight to the car from here. But on the trail, it'll be about 11 miles, maybe 12. So that's going to put the Pinchot at around 22 or 23 miles, maybe 24, not the 20 that is kind of believed. So we'll see. I'm glad I did 13 today. Get the a good chunk of it out of the way, and I'm just gonna relax. Last night I worked until 1 a.m. and then I only got like 4 hours of sleep, and then I just hiked 13 miles. I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna doze off, look at those photos, and when I wake up, it'll be Christmas. And maybe I'll get a little Christmas present, and it'll snow a little bit. But when I got in the hammock, the stars are out. I don't think it's gonna snow. It's cold though. Temperature's dropping. It's probably down to 20s now, probably mid to low 20s. So glad I got the overcover for tonight, and got the big puffy 10-degree quilt and the 10-degree underquilt. So I'm gonna go to bed and
if you like the video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I'm getting close to 1,000. Yeah, got another long day ahead of me tomorrow. Having a blast out here. So stick around for the next video, since this will be 2 parts, and I'll see you in the next.